Good morning. I'm going to back this up a little bit. Oh, I hate this. It always counts down. It goes 3, 2, 1, and it says that it's not live, but it actually is live. I found that out last time. So this is my husband, Cody, for those of you who haven't met him. Cody, say hi.
Hello.
The reason why I wanted to do, first of all, a Facebook coffee chat is because we haven't done one in forever. Last time we did a Facebook at coffee time was the beginning of February. And then the last time I did a live was Valentine's Day. So it had been a really, really long time. I'm really dehydrated lately, sorry. Last time I went live was on Valentine's Day, and that was at nighttime. And so it's been a while. So I guess just to get into it really quickly, it is Leap Day today. So if you are celebrating a birthday, I would like to know, first of all, how old you actually are in Leap Day years. Because it's really weird. Like, I know a lot of you, if you are a Leap Day baby, you're only like 12 years old. And that blows my mind sometimes. There's a guy who isn't regularly here on Facebook, but he's regular on Instagram, and he's a Leap Day baby, and he's out of Kimberly, and I think he is maybe only 13 this year, but in like reality, actually, Tina just said, "Hi Cody, have a good day," and he actually went to school with Tina's husband in Kimberly, but yes, his name is Jonathan, and I think that he's, yeah, maybe only 13, but he's, I mean, probably as old as we are. So yeah, anyway, happy birthday to Leap Day babies today. Cody and I actually am interested to find out how much of this you actually remember, because one thing about me is I will forget everything about what we wore yesterday. I will not remember what we ate for supper. I won't remember what the kids' jackets were they wore to school 10 minutes ago. But I will remember every single detail of the day I proposed to you. And how much do you remember of that day? So, Leap Day tradition, there is a movie based on it. And I've said that before, and maybe you know, I'm pretty sure it's called it's Leap Day or Leap Year. And I always get these two confused, Isla Fisher and Amy Adams. Do you know the movie I'm talking about? It's like, it's a rom-com, and yeah, it's Irish, and I don't think it's Gerard Butler. I just think it's another handsome Irish guy. But yes, the whole Irish tradition is on Leap Day, the woman can propose to the man. And like, I have an Irish background. I mean, I'm not like fighting Irish or anything like that, but I mean, and so, you know, it's a cute idea. Cody and I have been together for a while. One of the questions, I'll get right into this because I did ask if anybody had any questions, and there were a couple that were submitted. One of the questions that we did get, and this is for you, Cody, were you preparing to propose to me already when I proposed to you? I would also like to know that answer to that question.
Is the right answer yes?
So I think, like, we've been together over 10 years now, and we've been married since 2020. You're the math genius in our family, not me. So we've been married for, this will be 4 years, so we've been dating, I guess, for 6 years. So after 6 years, were you getting ready to propose to me? Not to put you on the spot. No. We actually, like, I mean, I think, it's funny because we had always kind of talked about, like, we were never going to have kids. Like, we were never going to have kids, we were not going to get married. We were just going to just keep living like we were living, kind of, I think, in sinful bliss. And yeah, but once we had kids, which was planned, I don't want to go on and say, we did change our minds and decide to start a family, by the way. So yes, we had a family, And one of the things that I wanted was the kids to have the same last name. All of us to have the same last name. Before they grew up and, you know, whatever. I just wanted all of us to have the same last name. Which there was other ways to go about doing it. I could have just changed my last name, which I'm sure you would have just thought I was. If we weren't married and I had just changed my last name to your last name, how would you have felt? My family would have thought I was nuts. I know you would have thought I was bonkers. But back to Leap Day. So, Leap Day 2020, highly postpartum, NICU babies freshly home. Because, granted, our babies had only just come out of the NICU from 6 weeks in there. They had just come home in February, right? So, I know I'm laying in bed. You are most likely, like in my head, I know you're standing walking around and you're getting ready for work, I'm pretty sure. And I just said, hey, do you want to get married? Do you remember what you said? Do you remember? Do you remember any of this day?
Oh yeah, I remember it. You said, Cody, will you marry me? And I just said, like the other 500 times you've asked me. I said, yeah.
You said,
And
you said, are you being for real? Are you being for real? And I said, well, yeah. And you said, okay. Like, it was just like, and that was it. That was the one that stuck. So that was our Leap Day love story.
to be fair, I didn't really realize it was
A stuck.
until I was at work and someone texted me or something and said, hey, congrats. And I was like, for what?
Because Erin told all of social media.
Immediately.
Because, well, I proposed. I didn't have a ring. But yeah. Girls, you just gotta go get your man. Don't wait for Leap Day. Put yourself out there. But I mean, it's been good. I mean, because that was, I mean, granted, we didn't know it was going to be a pandemic yet. There was maybe 2 weeks ahead of the pandemic kicking off. Like, I think it was March 13th was when they locked everything down. So that was only 2 weeks later. We eventually that summer had our little COVID 30-person outdoor wedding on your parents' front lawn. And the rest is history. That's our Leap Day love story, honey. Mm-hmm. In marital bliss. So, Cody, how much do you want to tell people about you? Like, do you want to talk about where you work? Do you want to... No? Nothing? Or are you saying you don't care? I see this face a lot. It means many different things.
No one's interested. You just do your thing.
I mean, people want to get to know you. So, Cody's from Southern Alberta. Went to school in both... Did you go to school in Lethbridge at all? Ever?
Till I was 8.
Yeah, just little school in Lethbridge, but mostly in Raymond. You played lacrosse?
Nope.
That was your brother. Did you play any sports?
Not really. I did soccer, hockey, and then junior high and did nothing.
He had a sweet van. I had seen it parked in like the auto record. It was a good van. It was like it was a shaggin' wagon. No wonder you hit junior high and did nothing. You had a shaggin' wagon.
It wasn't mine until after high school.
Oh, nuts. Okay. So yeah, Cody, when I met him, was like Cody's the brains in this situation. I'm just the brawn, if that. Our dog is the brawn. So Cody is brilliant and like versatile, I guess, if that's a word that you want to call somebody. Like well, I'm looking at your stuff on the wall. Like, so this is kind of a shared office that I've taken over. Cody was like a full-time drafter when I met him. He's a draftsman. And like graduated from the college and is very, very smart with that and with numbers and is very calculated and is so brilliant when it comes to helping the kids with like drawing, and he's very like precise at doing things. Like you're very detailed, and you're just like, you know how to like look at something and something intricate, and you can figure it out. Anytime somebody in our family needs help, like extended family with anything, they know that just Cody will know how to do it. And then just drafting wasn't your passion. You decided that because you love motorcycles, you're a Harley guy, you wanted to be able to work on your own Harley. So you went and became like a fully certified, what level are you? Journeyman Harley Davidson. Well, not even just Harley Davidson, journeyman motorcycle, right? Motorcycle mechanic. So, I mean, you worked at Lethbridge Harley Davidson until it closed down, and that was unfortunate because that was an amazing business. And Sandy is wonderful, and I mean, Sandy is like wonderful on social media, and she's really sad that she couldn't be here today. And I told her that's okay, because she can still watch it and then text you her critiques afterwards. Yeah, like she talks about Billy here all the time, and so Sandy's like very, very wonderful and still very, very close to Cody and our family. So that's great. So we do love that. And so yeah, once Harley closed down, Cody kind of just, with that big brilliant brain that he has, and kind of just the diligence and like the intricacies and stuff that you're able to do, went on to work at Pratt and Whitney. And so you work like right in the test cell. So like you're right there in with the engines at Pratt and Whitney, and like I'm not even allowed in the building. like our kids all the time ask to go see you at work, and we have picnics in the parking lot because that's pretty much as far as we can go. It's a pretty locked down place. We don't know a whole lot about what you do. Well, I mean, you tell us what you do there, but we don't get to see really anything that you do there. Yeah, so Cody is definitely the brilliant side in our family, and I hope to God our kids get your genes and my looks and your height and your mom's chest. Not mine. Actually, my mom's chest too. They're blessed. Her daughter's going to be good on both sides. Okay, moving on. So, my coworker Ange had a brilliant idea. I did not come up with this on my own. She said, "What if we play?" Hold on. I was thinking it was called the Newlywed Game, but I knew there's absolutely like. Are you familiar with? This is not the Newlywed Game that I talked about. Are you familiar with the Newlywed Game? That's the one where, like, the game show host would say, "Where is Erin's favorite place to go eat supper?" And you would write down what you think the answer is, and I would write down what the answer is, and then we have to see if we have the same answer. Okay. There is no way in hell you and I would be on the same page with any of those answers. Because if there's anything, we are rarely on the same wavelength. It's with each other. Because my mind...
That you mean you rarely have the right answer.
Yeah. My mind, I don't know what my answer is half the time. But Ange had the great idea to do like I just want to point out, typically when I do a Facebook Live by myself, I have like 2, 3 people that kind of like trickle on and off. Like the most I've ever had, I think at one time, it was like full blown tears, like just lost my job sobbing, was like maybe 14. There are almost 20 people watching right now, and I'm just gonna fully give credit to you. Like this is like the most.
Drop it off.
What? Okay, sorry.
Good job. That's another one.
Okay, I'll go back to playing the game. Okay, so this is me or you. So we're just going to point at. I'm going to look at the camera. I'm not going to look at you. We're going to point at myself or you, who we think it is. Okay. Who loves the hardest? Yeah, that's me. I'm going to have to do it like this, with this hand. How is this? Yes, okay. Who gets more jealous? Okay. Who's the boss? Yeah. Who's better at arguing? Are you not answering? Oh. Did you say me?
You can't win against you because it's just, you're always wrong. I'm always wrong. How do you argue with that?
I feel like I just... Scott McGregor says he's only here for you.
Excellent.
He's only saying that because he wants you to invest in Bitcoin.
Makes money, I'm in.
I feel like in arguing, I just give up and walk away. Is that winning? I don't know. This is a draw. We're not arguing about who argues better. Okay, who has better style? I even dressed up for this. From the top. You dressed up from the bottom. And by that I mean he wore jeans. Okay, who's more book smart? Who's more street smart? No, I'm pointing at me. You are...
What makes you street smart?
I'm from Saskatchewan.
What does that mean? I don't think that's a very good argument.
I think that's like the... No?
No, good job.
Did I shoot myself in the foot?
Prove to everybody that I was right. I'm from Saskatchewan.
Okay, who's messier?
Okay, well, let's say who's lazier. That could be me.
Oh.
I don't think I'm messy.
Well, if anybody's lazier, it's me.
Okay.
You're messy.
Next.
At least I put my dishes in the dishwasher.
So do I.
Who's more likely to get pulled over for speeding? That was a photo radar ticket.
So, when was my last photo radar ticket?
I don't know, but I think you got pulled over for speeding last.
Because I was on a motorcycle.
Well, same shit, different pile.
No, it's not. That's different.
I was going 42 in a 30. How fast were you going in downtown Lethbridge?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Fuck the police.
Don't say that, Cody.
You wanted me here. Let's get going.
You're appealing to all those people in the comments on my We're from Lethbridge video. Okay. Who is more needy? 100%. Who's more likely to take out the garbage? Thank you. Who's more likely to drive on long trips? Yeah. Short trips, all the trips. It's just safer. Who's more likely to say sorry first? I don't think you even know how to spell that word. Who's more likely to give up in an argument? I didn't realize I had 2 argument questions on here. This is like playing with fire.
Canceling.
Yeah, it is. Who's more likely to bring home a stray animal? There's 3 hiding in this room. Who's more likely to clean up after a big party? That's pretty shared. Like, yeah, we're both pretty good about that. We start doing it while people are still there. Nothing to see here, folks. Pushing you out the door. Who shops more online?
Seriously?
Yeah. Who said I love you first?
Probably.
I know I did, and I can remember. I remember the.
Did I say thanks?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Actually, you used to say me too a lot before you'd say I love you. And I remember the first time you didn't say it verbally. I remember the first time you texted it because I was driving home to Saskatchewan and you had texted me this big thing about like driving safe and being careful. And then you said, I love you. And that was the first time that you had said it. And so I screen captured it. And I have like a dummy Twitter account that I send pictures to myself in. Like I basically use it for a storage account. And I still have that screen capture of the first time you texted me, I love you. Tweeted to myself on a hidden Twitter. I think it was in
who's more needy?
Yeah. Okay. Who is more likely to be scared of a spider? Yeah. Who's more likely to get lost alone in a foreign... Did you finish? In a foreign country. I have a good argument for this one.
Wait, let me guess. I'm from Saskatchewan.
No. No. It's because... Okay, well, my argument is I probably wouldn't, depending what country, I probably wouldn't even leave the beach. I would just stay on the resort and read and drink. I wouldn't be like tootling off somewhere.
That's not the question.
I know I have a lot of... It was a little unfair because I did pull these questions, so I was like kind of thinking about them while I was writing them down, and I tried to keep them balanced so there wouldn't be all just like me pointing my finger at you or myself a lot. But you're right, I am probably more likely to get lost. Like I am very gullible, like quite gullible, and I am not as naive as I used to be, because I think I've learned a lot from you to just not be so trusting, and just the world has taught me that. But yeah, I mean, I probably would just fuck off somewhere and just go get a tattoo and then be trafficked somewhere across the world. Do they do grown-up woman trafficking? Of course they do. Of course they do, right? Of course they do. Yes, they do. Okay, the other question that we got was, how did we meet and start dating? This is a story that we both agree how it went. It was a little weird. So I was on the radio, as I think everybody knows. At the time, there was like a boss came in and Jess, I love this story. So he had added a whole bunch of like Led Zeppelin, The Who, like just a whole bunch of like Nickelback, like a bunch of just more like less 80s pop to the station, to CJOC, and more just like more like Rock 106, like harder stuff to the station. And it was making people mad. And being on the announcer side of things, like you field all that. So I mean, people call you, they text you, they tweet you, they whatever. And so I was just getting shit thrown at me for weeks because people hated that. And whatever, it was just one bad day, I guess. And somebody tweeted to me saying that I was doing really well that day. And I said, thanks. You know, I kind of needed to hear that because I was having kind of a crap day. People were, you know, shitting on me, shitting on the station. And then they said something else really nice or whatever. And then we kind of kept chatting back and forth. I think this was more through like my account, not necessarily the station account. And so yeah, like kept talking or whatever, and you know, got to know each other, I guess, and it's like slid into each other's DMs. I remember.
Sorry about me.
Yes, it's about you. I remember, you know, I tried. So yes, it is about Cody. So Cody was the one. Cody tweeted to me because he was listening to the station when he worked as a drafter. He would listen and you know, tweeted that I was doing a good job and basically to just not listen to the crap that people were saying. And I remember being really grateful for that because, you know, a lot of the times, well, you know how it goes. Like when people have a bad experience, they'll tell 25 people. When they have a good experience, they rarely tell anybody. And so we don't hear a lot of the good stuff in radio. You hear just bad stuff almost always. So it was nice to hear like a little nice glimmer of hope, I guess. And so I remember it took a long time. Like I had actually tried to hang out with you quite a few times. Like I had invited you out to the Slice. We were playing baseball, and so I had invited you down to Softball Valley a few times. I had invited you out, I can't remember. Jess and I were out a couple times and we had invited you out. And then I don't remember what exactly happened. And it was, I had been out with Jess, and it was like been out the entire night, well into the morning. And it had gone on to like 3:30, 4 in the morning, and to the point where I think I was texting you and I probably woke you up because I'm relentless. And
what's the word? Needy?
Yeah, I should just highlight it on here. Put it up there with our marriage license. Yeah, so I texted you. I lived in London Road at the time, and you were living in Coaldale. And you had a bulldog. And I convinced you to come into Lethbridge and pick me up so I could go meet your dog. And
it was more out of concern. I knew you were wasted and we were walking in the middle of the street.
One thing about certain pockets of Lethbridge, there's wildlife. And in Lethbridge also there's bunnies that people just let go that aren't jackrabbits and stuff, right? They're like pets. And so there was one of these bunnies that was clearly a pet at one point that had just kind of gone rogue in London Road. And so it was living in the neighborhood for a while, and people had seen it, and they've been putting out food and water, and mostly it was me putting out that food and water, and it was not really having anything to do with me. And so when Cody came and found me, I was standing in the middle of the road in the rain trying to feed this stray rabbit. And so Cody, yes, being the dear that he was, and the polite gentleman, did take me back to his house in Coaldale, and I met his dog, Bubba, or Punter. He had 2 names. Amazing dog, humped everything. And I played with the dog for a little while, got super covered in dog hair. We didn't kiss, we didn't fool around, we didn't hold hands. We sat, I'm pretty sure, on 2 different couches. Well, you sat on one couch and I sat on the floor with the dog, I think, and then sat on another couch. And then I told you that you were either going to need to let me stay the night and go to sleep, or you were going to have to take me back home. Yep. And so you took me back home. Because it was also Father's Day, and every Father's Day, your family would go branding. And you had to wake up in like half an hour and go branding. So that is how we met. And and then I don't think we hung out really for maybe a little while again. I remember the first thing I said to you. Do you remember the first thing I said to you when I opened the door?
Hi?
Nope. I said, wow, you're skinny.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, because Cody is tall and thin.
Imagine someone opening up your car door and being like, wow, you're fat. Thanks.
I know, sorry. I lack tact at some times, but I still got you.
Yep.
When I tell you I slammed a door this morning and had to phone Cody from downstairs at 8:56 to say, are you still coming down here to do this?
Didn't tell you it was this morning, but are you coming?
You knew it was today. You knew it was leap day.
I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, that's fair. We do run a little wild in here and never know what day of the week it is. Despite having a menu board hung up in the kitchen. Really, we don't follow it, super close a lot of the time. We run kind of amok on it. So that's it that I had on paper. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to ask us while we were here and while you're here? I never went through to see somebody else said I had Sasky street smarts. Lainey did.
No, she says, well, you have Sasky street smarts.
Yeah, I do.
No comment.
Oh man, I'm not showing you what your mom said. Your mom was on your side about arguing. No comments from mothers allowed. They take sides. Okay, Crystal, I offered him those cookies. I actually have 3 sitting in here still. Crystal was amazing and ordered me these Space Dunk Oreos. They are limited edition. They are the ones with like blue and pink icing, and they have like rocket ships and stars and astronauts and stuff on them. And then in the icing, they actually have Pop Rocks in them. I offered them to Cody multiple times, gave him plenty of opportunities. You never did eat one, did you? Will you eat one now?
No.
The kids did though. I offered to Cody lots. Crystal, I did make a video about them yesterday and included that picture of us in it, and I will be posting that this weekend or early next week. So it's not like I forgot about it. Do not worry. They're amazing cookies. Yes. One thing that I shared in the video, and I'll share it with you guys now, and I don't think, well, I mean, you don't know about it because nobody knows about it until I mention it in the video. It's a little weird, and and nobody, I've never told anybody about this. I don't ever buy just normal Oreos, but a little quirk about me is I like to try the ones that, like, the off normal Oreos. So I do like to, when I see them in the store, buy the different flavors. And it's kind of been a thing that I've done for as long as I can remember. Like, I've gone back and I tried to go through a lot of pictures in like Google Images and stuff yesterday just to see how many of the different past Oreo flavors I've tried. And yeah, see, I mean, like, I can't even tell you how many packs of birthday cake Oreos I've probably taken down in my lifetime because they are so good. Birthday cake is definitely one of them. I can tell you, peanut butter Oreos, you'd think the idea typically of chocolate and Oreo, or chocolate and peanut butter, would be good. I wasn't feeling it. Like, peanut butter as icing, it wasn't it. It wasn't good. I didn't like it at all. Dark chocolate Oreos, though, that was really good. When they do the golden Oreos, the ones that kind of look like the yellow Girl Guide cookies, not a big fan of those, but I also don't like the yellow Girl Guide cookies. They make Kathy just said the Peeps Oreos were good. I saw the picture of those yesterday, and I wondered if anybody had tried those because I had actually never heard of those before. What?
Peeps.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now that you say Peeps, it makes me think. So our kids just did Valentine's with all their classmates, and one of the Valentine's things that our kids got, Navy got, was this little peep, and it came in like a red heart, and it came in, the peep was in the heart, and then the peep was in plastic. And Cody was like, oh, it's a peep. And then so Navy handed it to me, and I opened it, and like as I was opening it, I could feel it, and I was like, I don't know if this is food. They're like, no, it is. It's food. I was like, oh, guys, I'm not sure. So I opened it, and Navy tried to bite it, and like backed off pretty quick. Then Nash tried to bite it, and like I'm squeezing it, and I smelled it, and I was like, I think it kind of smells like lemon, but it didn't have that like outer kind of like grainy feel that a peep has, like a marshmallow feel. And then I took it, and I was like, Cody, feel this. I don't think it's food. Cody touches it, and immediately he's like, no, it's not food. It's like a squishy thing that like you can slap and it sticks to the wall. It's like one of those, I don't know, just like a squishy thing that like collects hair and dirt, and then you wash it off with soap and water and it's clean again, and then you just keep playing. Nash got one that's pink and it's a bear. And I texted the mom that gave it, whose son handed them out. It was like, when I tell you that our kids put that in their mouths, she's like, I told my husband I'm a little worried that kids are gonna think these are food. I was like, oh, that was our kids. That was our family. Anyway, yes, Peeps. But yes, the Oreos. Okay, so I'm a little bit of a weirdo when it comes to Oreos. I'm gonna wrap this up because I do have a meeting coming up 10. Thank you for doing this with me. Somebody asked me yesterday, because Cody was coming on with me today, if we're going to start a podcast together.
Well, that'd go over well.
Or would it? Got all this stuff.
I've been telling you for the last like 10 years to do a podcast, and you fought me on it.
Well, but will you do it with me? The people.
Every time I say something, you tell me to stop talking.
I've never once in this told you to stop talking.
Fuck the police.
That. Stop talking. Can you at least sing it like it's the song? We love the LPS.
I'm out.
That's my husband, ladies and gentlemen. He did get pulled over in downtown Lethbridge on his motorcycle and is not happy about that. He's gonna come back. All right, we'll do this again. And oh, see, now the dog's gonna come in. You want to do a podcast with me, Rocky? His English isn't very well. Yeah, we'll do this again sometime soon, sooner than 2 weeks, and see if I can convince Cody to do a podcast in the meantime. All right, take care, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.